18 bizarre scientific discoveries. 18. This is not a fake. Some of our discoveries are by chance, some by years of research, and some you have to wonder why they even bothered. But they are unusual in some way or another. Orgasms are great, but there are other ways to experience them. Scientists have discovered an ASMR, or Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, which is the brain's way of responding to a certain type of sound. People can have a braingasm from hearing something like crinkling plastic or the whispers of a woman. 17. And now you know. In case you ever wondered, it has been scientifically proven that dogs can tell the difference between left and right. It has something to do with the direction that the dogs wag their tails, and that their brains are organized asymmetrically. 16. The spirit takes flight. Duncan McDougall thought his incredible discovery in 1901 would revolutionize science, but sadly never lived to further his research. He discovered a way to weigh the human soul. He recorded the weight of 6 patients dying from tuberculosis, and then very shortly after their death, he noted that each person lost about 0.75 ounces in weight. He was convinced that this was the human spirit leaving the body. 15. In case you ever wondered, as I said, some random scientific discoveries have happened, like in 1963 when Martin Shine and Edgar Hale from the University of Pennsylvania determined what excited a male turkey about the female turkey. They took a fake turkey, which the bird tried to make out with, and then removed one part at a time. They discovered the male turkey wasn't attracted to the turkey without the head, but was eager to mate with just the head of a turkey on a stick. Random? I think so. 14. Not so random. Now onto something not so random, like the challenging issue of trying to grow plants outside of Earth without the presence of oxygen. Julian Malchiari has successfully discovered a way of recreating nature by making a fully functional leaf. They are made with chloroplasts and silk proteins and can absorb CO2 and light and convert that into oxygen. Great for space travel and for adding fresh air into stagnant office spaces. 13. As luck would have it, in 1892, John Pemberton was working on a way to cure headaches. He mixed cocoa leaves and kola nuts together, and by accident, his lab assistant mixed the two together with a bit of carbonated water. Well, I guess I don't need to explain the rest to you. Sadly though, Pemberton passed away 2 years after and would never know the soft drink empire he inadvertently created. 12. Remember the buddy system. That's a liner of the inevitable and ongoing problem of missing socks. Well, just recently, researchers have come up with a scientific explanation as to why the pesky things go missing. Dr. Simon Moore and Dr. Jeff Ellis were paid by Samsung to research this phenomenon. Factors like volume of laundry, amount of socks, number of people in the house, and type of wash all play a factor. They actually have a proper formula in place to explain it, but I'm too busy looking for socks right now to share it. 11. A modern time capsule. All technology degrades over time, yet scientists at the University of Southampton have managed to use nanostructured glass to record and retrieve data. The device is tiny, about the size of a quarter, and can store 360 terabytes of information and endure temperatures of up to 1,000 degrees Celsius. They predict the shelf life to last for 13.8 billion years. Imagine the possibility of what we could leave behind for future generations. 10. An accident worth repeating. The 1960s was a great year for Wilson Greatbatch, who accidentally created the pacemaker. He was trying to create a circuit to record faster heartbeats, and instead of reaching for the 10,000 megohm resistor, he grabbed a 1 megohm resistor. When he was finished, he realized the pulse had a rhythm of a heartbeat. The first pacemaker was fitted into a 77-year-old who went on to live for another 18 months. 9. Color My World. William Perkins was a chemistry student, and in 1856, this teenager was trying to create a cure for malaria. It wasn't successful, but by mixing tree bark and coal tar, he accidentally created a brand new color, mauve. He ended up creating the world's first synthetic dye. 8. Make things happen. Post-its are awesome for sticking inspirational notes in your books, on fridges, or in kids' lunchboxes, but they were created by pure chance. 1968, Dr. Spencer Silver was really trying to invent a strong adhesive. What he thought was a complete failure turned out to be nothing but. It took off in 1974 when a friend needed a light adhesive bookmark for his hymnal. 7. An everyday essential. Seriously, what would our lives be like without Vaseline? Robert Chesbrough was hoping to make his fortune in the oil fields. His workers were frustrated about rod wax, which was a residue that clogged up the drilling equipment. The workers were already using it to treat their cuts and wounds, so Robert managed to extract the petroleum jelly from it, and Vaseline was born. Robert was said to eat a spoon of the stuff a day. 6. Accident waiting to happen. Joseph and Noah McVicker accidentally created one of the best kids' toys ever, Play-Doh. It was 1956 when the pair were actually trying to invent an effective wallpaper cleaner, which obviously didn't work out the way they planned. Instead, they provided joy to kids around the world. 5. Back to nature. Scientists have been researching a turtle called a Pelodiscus sinensis, and their discovery is a bit odd. They have confirmed that this Chinese soft-shelled turtle actually urinates from its mouth. They say the turtle urinates about 50 times the amount from their mouths as opposed to their ears, and they believe because the turtles don't always have access to fresh water to drink, when they do head onto land and find a puddle, they rid their body of the buildup of urea in their systems. 4. What floats your boat? Quantum levitation has been in the news quite a bit over the last few years, especially since the Tel Aviv University did an incredible demonstration led by Professor Guy Ducher. The experiment used, and I quote, a crystal sapphire wafer 500 microns wide coated in an yttrium barium copper oxide ceramic. This puck is then cooled below -100